So welcome, Portland. Great. Okay. So I can presume you can hear me. Boise, Idaho, I see is connecting in. Thank you for joining in this afternoon or morning or evening, depending what part of the world you're from. And the goal for today is I'm going to share a little bit about our Profit First Professionals organization. You can see the company name right there. A little bit about our inception, how we got started, the specific strategy our members are using to grow their business. A strategy you can elect to use on your own, but also I want to invite you, if it looks like a fit, to have the conversation and interview about becoming a member. I will start off with the introduction myself, then we'll go into a little bit about the model we're using to grow our members, and then we'll go into introducing Profit First Professionals as an invite for an interview. I anticipate 35 minutes or so. I want to be respectful of your time and pack it up in with some value too. So let's get right into it. My name is Mike Michalowicz. If you're not familiar with me, perhaps you've read my book, or here's all my books, but Profit First right now is my most popular book. I am honored and thrilled that the book now has been translated, I think, into 17 different languages. Hundreds of thousands of businesses are now doing Profit First. And it's just been a whirlwind experience over the last 5 years since I wrote the original book. How it came about, if you don't know my personal story, is I'm an entrepreneur first and foremost. Right out of school, I went to Booton High School for our Booton listener. I went to Booton High School and then went on to college, but couldn't get a job. So out of college, I decided to start my own business. And what I noticed, though, as I was running those businesses, they were never profitable. And I thought the solution was growth. I tried to grow my business more and more, hoping that profit would inevitably happen. And it didn't. And I went through 2 iterations of this, my first company and my second company. And the nice part for the resume is I sold those businesses, and that's where I made my income. But I became entrenched in this belief that you had to pump and dump, build these businesses, and then sell them, and that's where you'll really make your money. So my third venture, which I conveniently leave off my resume, was as an angel investor. I had no right to be in that space. I was chock full of arrogance and ignorance, stuck in this concept of growing many businesses simultaneously, and selling them all would make me tons of money. And they didn't succeed. They actually all collapsed and failed, and I evaporated my wealth. And it put me into a period where I had to reconsider my understanding of profit and how it works. That ultimately became the inception for writing Profit First. So that's the real short version of the story. But I came to realize that profit is not an event. Profit is a habit. It's something we need to bake into every transaction in our business. And I subsequently, let's make sure my keyboard's working here. Yep. I subsequently went on to write the book. The first iteration, which kind of tucked in behind me, is right there. That was the first version of Profit First. This is the revised and expanded version we're looking at here. I wrote it 5 years ago, and a few weeks before it went to print, I handed out what they call the proofs, which are non-edited. And the first person that read that emails me immediately and says, "Mike, who's the accountant that supports this?" And I said, "What do you mean?" They said, "Well, I want to do this. I need an accountant that gets it." And the second question came in, who's the bookkeeper? Who's the coach? And very quickly we found there are 3 professionals that entrepreneurs seek when they implement Profit First. They are seeking an accountant, a bookkeeper, and or a coach. Sometimes a triad, all 3 at the same time. Maybe you're looking for different facets. People that understand the system and can help drive their profitability. There was a study conducted in the US. It ultimately became an international study of businesses and profitability. And I don't know the source anymore. I know the SBA was involved to some degree, Small Business Administration. And they determined that 83% of small businesses are surviving check by check, which perhaps you can relate to it. If you're an accountant or bookkeeper or coach, you probably know the finances of your clients. I'm curious, maybe you can just post in the chat percentage-wise. What percentage, just ballpark it, of your clients come to you and they are struggling with profitability? Is it 50%, 60%? This study said it was about 83% of businesses are struggling with sustainable profitability. So Courtney, 80, Kelrick says 90%. Yeah, that's what I expect. Thank you. Ronald, I hear you. Ronald says, unfortunately, all of them. I get it. 90%, almost all. Okay. Thanks for this feedback, everyone. That's super helpful. Michael just says a lot. Yeah. And we don't necessarily run the stats, but I think to Michael's point, it's the majority. It's a lot of customers that come with a struggle and they need a solution. In fact, I would argue, and you're giving me the feedback that points to this, the biggest need customers have, entrepreneurs, small business have, is driving profitability. Now, they're becoming more and more acutely aware of it. It used to be, I need more sales. Well, why do you need more sales? To bring in more money. Why do you need more money? Because there's not enough money left over at the end of the day. I need to grow my organization, to hire more people. Why? Because we need more churn in revenue, not people. We need more money pouring in so we can make more profit. At the end of the day, all these different avenues people are taking was to get to profit. And what we've done with Profit First is develop a system that brings profit to people immediately. So after these emails started coming in, it became very apparent to me, I need to start an organization. And I did find another a company called Profit First Professionals with a business partner, Ron Saharian. And today we're celebrating our 5th anniversary as a corporation. We have, I think in the US, 300 or so members, and then internationally another 100 and something. So we're approaching about 400 members internationally who are part of Profit First. And I want to share, as we've been developing Profit First, the formula or the methodology we're using that I think you can use yourself. This is my PowerPoint presentation, totally blank page now, but I'm not a big fan for PowerPoint. So let me just draw it out. What I'm drawing here is what they call a Venn diagram. A Venn diagram is the intersection of 3 circles. In the middle, I'll highlight that, is where the impact point happens. We call it the sweet spot. And if you get all 3 of these components right, you hit that dark center, and that's our goal. 3 elements we need to accomplish. The first thing I found, for a business to attract customers, we need to be unique. And by the way, I should have asked this earlier on. In the chat, just mention, what are the big needs you have for your business? Are you trying to increase your profitability and earnings? Are you trying to stand out from the competition? Are you trying to differentiate yourself? If you can, in the chat, just say what are the big things you're looking to achieve for your own firm. The 2 most common things that we help our members with is being distinct in the market, standing out, and earning substantially more revenue and profitability. But I'm curious about your own. Grow membership, more consistent leads. Yep, so it's growth oriented. Understand where the money goes. Okay, so Sam's looking just for financial acuity. Becoming more of an advisor, less transactional. Yep, thank you, Janae. Did I pronounce your name correctly, Janae, for saying that? Growth, figuring out my niche, differentiating. Okay, good. So this is going to help. So a lot of growth, becoming a profit advisor, standing out, more revenue, helping clients. So first step is identify what uniqueness do you have to offer in the market. An example I like to use is Apple computers. It was, I think it's 15 years ago when the BlackBerry existed. I don't know if you ever owned a BlackBerry. I had one of those crackberries. And the BlackBerry was a phone, as you recall, with tons of buttons on it. Actually, I have a phone I want to show you in a second. A phone with tons of buttons on it. And the typical mentality of business is, when we look at a competing offering, is to try to do a better job. And what we found is being better than the competition is actually one of the most difficult ways to stand out. It's actually not noticeable. I mean, say you and I competed for business and I answer the phone for my company in 3 rings, but you're able to answer the phone on 1 ring. Are you better? No question about it. Will customers notice? Maybe not. You see, being better is really not noticeable. And the mentality back then during the BlackBerry days was, look at the BlackBerry and create phones that have as more or maybe even more buttons, maybe a full keyboard. And here's an example of an old phone I had. Remember this? It's a phone with, you slide it up and there's a full keyboard behind it here, right? This was better than the BlackBerry. You know, how are these doing? Not so well. Because Apple understood the need for this uniqueness. You have to be extremely distinct in the market. You have to be different. And here's my Apple phone right here. You'll notice the Apple phones don't have any buttons on them. Steve Jobs was the innovator of this. And as the story goes, he called in his engineering team, said, I want to make a phone to compete with the BlackBerry. This is the new opportunity in the market. The engineering team went back and said, okay, we looked at the BlackBerry and we found a way to make something more innovative or adding more buttons. Steve Jobs was like, holy smokes, you don't get this. We have to be different. And he said, get rid of the buttons. So the original Apple phones had one button in the middle, that home button. As a result, Apple was the first to blend technology with art. It was that combination that put Apple on the map in such a massive way and why they dominate the market today. Now, let me be clear. Of course, there's other smartphones, Samsung, and all these other competitors are now doing the exact same thing and being innovative in small increments, but they were the game changer. Apple was the first one to just change the game on a large level, and now other competitors are copying, reiterating, and they're coming out with their own innovations. There's someone that's coming out now with a foldable phone. That could be, we'll see how the market responds to that. That could be the next massive innovation. When you do something that's different, let's drop my pen. When you do something that's different and unique, you stand out and get noticed. Think about if you're standing on a highway, all those cars are buzzing by and you're just watching the drone of cars going by. We won't really notice the different cars. It's just that constant road noise. Maybe someone drives by in a pink car or one without a muffler, so it's particularly loud, and you kind of notice it because it is a little bit different, but still it's a drone of cars. But all of a sudden, the example I like to use is a giraffe. If a giraffe comes lumbering down a highway, we will pull out our phones and start taking pictures and get that all over Facebook and Instagram, telling everyone, check this out. This is unbelievable. The lesson here is when it comes to uniqueness is we look at the established market and say, what can we do that is so different that it gets noticed? Now, you have to understand the context of the market. All those cars droning by. If you just introduce another car, it's invisible. But introducing a giraffe stands out. Now, we can reverse this. If you were at a zoo with your family, whenever, and you're looking at the giraffe exhibit, it's fascinating. They're beautiful animals. They're graceful. But at a certain point, you're like, okay, saw enough of the giraffe exhibit. You see, the fifth or sixth one walking by. It's like, okay, amazing. Let's go on. And you probably would notice the giraffe kind of walking around as you walk out because you've seen enough. What you would notice is if a car comes racing through the exhibits, skidding around giraffes and stuff, again, we're pulling out the phone, we're taking pictures because that's unexpected, it's bizarre, it's scary, it's different. Different always gets noticed. And that, if you want to get attention for your business, you want to take off in your business, you need to be different. If there's one thing we learn from Profit First professionals is presenting ourselves, our members, as an accountant, bookkeeper, or coach simply says you're just another car driving down the highway. It's noise to the customer. Now, I am not, by any stretch of imagination, discounting the significance. If you're an accountant, bookkeeper, or coach, you offer extremely important services. But from the customer's perception, an accountant, bookkeeper, and coach, or ABC, are all the same. It's commoditized. So we need to be distinct. What our members do is they leverage the badge of being a profit advisor, a profit first professional. And that gets the customer's attention. When next time you're at an event and someone says, what do you do? Say, I'm a profit advisor who does accounting services. They'll say, you're a what advisor? I'm a profit advisor who happens to do accounting. I'm certified in that. It'll get the customer's attention. Lead with your distinguishing component. Lead with what you distinguish with. The thing is, the customers that are seeking profit consulting will immediately resonate with you. And people who aren't aware that exists will say, oh, I need an accountant, but there's ones out there that do profit consulting specifically. You say, yes, I'm one of the few. So what makes you really unique in the market and distinct? That you have to leverage up. It gets attention, guaranteed. Does not get you business guaranteed, right? For this presentation, I was like, oh, maybe I can throw on, my bozo costume. I can put a big red nose on. I have one of those flowers here that squirts water when I push the little pump, and wear those big floppy shoes, right? Like, would you notice? Yes. Would you probably take screenshots and post on Facebook and go, who's this weirdo? Likely. That would guarantee attention. But there's a second component. The attention you garner has to be serving a customer. So this isn't to be outrageous, it's to get noticed and then offer something that resonates with the customer. And that's stage 2. Stage 2 is having a distinct client base that resonates with the offering you have. So, oh my God, I'm really having problems with my pen today. So step 1 is be unique. How are you different and distinct in the market? Let me zoom in so you make the colors a little bit better. And then top clients. Is the customer base that wants to have your offering? This reminds me of the story of Vibram, the 5-finger shoe. If you've never seen this, this is a glove for your foot. If the front of a foot looks like this shoe is like a glove for your foot. It looks kind of like that. And it was created by this company that had something truly unique. If you've ever seen these shoes, they're different. And a top client base that wanted it. It was people who were looking for a natural foot walking experience. So natural runners, people that just wanted to wear it around their homes and stuff, like they were barefoot but had their feet protected. So they went after a very specific community that resonated with the offering. The second question for you is, now you have something that can make you unique. You can be a profit advisor. That's what PFPs do. The next thing is there a community that demands this offering at a high level? Well, we already talked about it. Let me pick up my pen once again. There it is. I should put some sticky stuff on my hands so I don't drop it. But there is a community that's buying and desperately desirous of profit services, and it's the entrepreneurial community. In the globe, there's 180 million small businesses. This, by the way, according to the SBA, is a company that does $25 million in annual revenue or less. I suspect that represents almost everyone on this phone call. It's absolutely my business. It's probably yours too. The vast majority of the global economy, the business economy, is small business. It's made up of small business. There's 180 million of us doing $25 million in revenue or less. And I shared the statistic earlier, 83% of these businesses are starving for profit. They don't know how they're going to pay payroll or rent next month if they don't get a major check-in or deposit. And this has become habitual, normal, to be on this check-to-check survival. They are looking for a way to solve this. And the brand is out there. There's this massive awareness around it, and it's only growing further. And they are looking for people, not just looking to read the books. They're looking for people, accountants, bookkeepers, and coaches, to support them through the process. Kind of like if you ever go to a gym, you can go to a gym by yourself and you can read a book and know the exercises you need to do. But the question is, are you doing them right? Are you using too much weight or too little? Could you injure yourself in some way? Are you actually hampering yourself by doing stuff too fast or too slow? Well, that's why they have trainers at gyms. And what these trainers do is they make sure you're doing it right. They oversee what you're doing, and they're great accountability partners. People that join gyms and hire a trainer have a greater success rate by, I think it's a factor of like 3 or 4, than people that go on their own. There are many entrepreneurs who've read Profit First and will elect to DIY it, to do it themselves. There is a portion, though, who are seeking the expertise of an outside party. And it's interesting. It's some people who've tried to use this themselves first and then fail to do it. And now they're like, I need that trainer. Ronald, thank you for, I hope you like that analogy, that you're a trainer yourself, so you get this. It's exactly what it is. You know, some people say to me, Mike, if someone reads Profit First, you have everything in the book. Why would they ever need me? Everything is in the book. There's no question about it. That is the entire system in there. There is, though, a huge contingency of people that want to know they're doing it right and not injure themselves, not physically, but fiscally, right? Because if you do this wrong, you can really hurt yourself. They want the accountability and they want the support. What's so fascinating is with our hundreds of members now, we've discovered that by being a profit professional, by being a Profit First professional, that you are no longer the messenger of bad news. For anyone that's listening in from the US right now, we are in the heart of tax season. Taxes are due in, I think it's 21 more days or something like that. So April 15th, there's this big rush to get the taxes out. And sure enough, the accountants and bookkeepers and some of the coaches, they're delivering this, hey, you know, you have to pay your taxes now. And the client panics and can't afford it. They shoot the messenger. They get pissed at their accountant who's actually helping them comply with the law. They get upset with their bookkeeper. Oh, I don't have the cash. Where's the cash? Well, with Profit First, we flipped that So no longer are you a messenger of bad news, you're the messenger of good news. Every quarter, as people implement this plan, they're working with you, the accountant, bookkeeper, or the coach, to take out a profit distribution, determine how to use it, to tweak the system so they can amplify their profitability, so they can manage the business accordingly. So now you have a reason to be actively involved, at least on a quarterly basis, and you're a messenger of good news. Okay. So in this formula, we've discovered step one is who are your top clients? I'm sorry, what makes you unique and distinct in the market? If you're seen as a commodity, you're in trouble. Step two, have top clients that need that. And in our case, we have more demand than supply. There's more people that need profit first services than there are profit first professionals. So that drives up the value of profit first professionals. People want these people desperately. Entrepreneurs need PFPs desperately, and are willing to pay a premium for this because it's life-saving. This is the core issue they have. The last component, though, to hit the sweet spot is you need systems. And what I mean by systems is that what you deliver has to be able to be delivered on automatic, ultimately without your active input. Too many business owners get stuck in what's called the TFM trap. And I'll show you how it plays out in this diagram here. But a system is where you can attract the prospects, deliver your offering, have them raving about the experience, paying you, all while you're sleeping, right? That's the key. So Profit First Professionals, we've developed tools, they're automated tools that our members use to do the analytical work, to roll out the systems. Our highest level members, we actually even do lead generation for them. So we systematized the entire process. What I want you to take away conceptually today is this is your sweet spot. Regardless if Profit First Professionals is a fit for you or not, this is the way to facilitate rapid growth. To be very distinct in the market from your competition, something that they can't offer, have top clients that see this as a premium offering, are willing to pay a premium for it, and there's demand outstripping supply, and then automate your deliverable, and you have a business that is positioned for achieving that vision you have, however you define that. Now, there is a trap here, a couple of them. If you have top clients and you have a unique offering, but it's not systematized, you fall into what's called the TFM trap, which stands for time for money, right? So you have something that's unique about your offering that no other competition can offer, or not as well as you can. There's clients who are demanding that uniqueness. They see the value in you, are willing to pay a premium, but you're the one who has to do it because it's not systematized. Time for money. You can only scale the business to the degree you work. So that's a problem. And so many businesses get trapped out when the owner's like, I'm exhausted. I can't work any harder. I need to make more money, but I can't do anymore. That's usually a sign of the TFM, or time for money trap. There's another trap on this side. It's called DPP. It stands for downward price pressure. This is where you have top clients who demand the offering you have. It's systematized, but it's not unique. So it's the intersection here. And what this means is you're offering what other people offer. So you have systems. You have clients that are demanding that offering. It isn't distinct in the market. They see others being able to offer the same thing. It will force downward price pressure. That's when they say, well, an accountant's just an accountant. A coach is just a coach. All coaches are the same. All bookkeepers are the same. If you hear that in the market, that's because of the downward price pressure. And let me be clear, they're not right. All accountants are not the same. All bookkeepers are definitely not the same. All coaches are definitely not the same. But if the customer sees it that way, they will force downward price pressure and say, I can get the same services you're doing elsewhere and cheaper. So I want to go there, unless you're going to compete on price. Now, some clients will become loyal because of the rapport they have with you, but that's also a trap because that pushes you back up to the time for money. If they're seeing value in you because of the rapport they have with you, that means you need to be more and more available, which then will slip back to downward price pressure if you're not available. If a client has rapport with you and you can't take their calls anymore and say, I don't have time for you, you're back to downward price pressure. So these two become traps that kind of start playing on each other. The last element I don't have a acronym for. This is when you're unique and you've systematized your uniqueness, but there's no demand for it. The term is called screwed. That's where you have a unique offering. It's systematized. You can deliver this on automatic, but there's no demand for it. If you have no demand, you're out of business. So it's the intersection of these three that you need to achieve. And that's what we've done with Profit First Professionals. Unique offering, profit advisement. We're the #1 brand in the world. top client, meaning there's more demand than supply, increasing valuations in the service offering. It is the number one demand from all customers. You actually shared in the chat for yourself that this is your number one demand for your customers. And it's systematized. We've developed all the systems for you. This is the systems that the client can read. We have a whole back office we call it Profit University. It has all the tools that our Profit First professionals get access to. So let me tell you a little bit about Profit First professionals. We have grown selectively. We have lots of people are interested in joining, but some people aren't prepared. They haven't read the book. They're kind of kicking the can around, and we were investing a lot of time in speaking with people that were just getting started. That's why I started doing these webinars. So you understand the framework of how our organization works. And I can also answer a few questions. So let me explain the investment. And then if you have questions, you can show it up there. To become a Profit First professional, the annual fee, well, just to give you a comparative, our mastery members are $15,000 a year. Compare this, by the way, to your marketing budget. Like, what do you spend on marketing and different expenses to grow your business and stand out? And how's that working for you? Some people say, oh, I spend nothing on marketing and I get a referral once a month. Our mastery members get about 2 to 3 leads a day, just to give you a comparison. Our core members, which is where everyone must start, is I think it's $49.50 or $49.60. Don't quote me. Just under $5,000 for the year. And that includes all the training, includes your certification examination that we proctor. It includes all the done-for-you materials. It includes live support on sales calls and implementation calls, so you can sell it, and we'll help you implement it. The entire package. That's it. And so look at your current marketing spend and say, what if you could just spend only $5,000 and have this ability to immediately jump into this scenario, be distinct in the market. Many of our members have gone up quadruple in their pricing as a result, dictate a massive premium, stand out in the market, and get consumers. So to do this, though, let me grab my other PowerPoint paper. We require that you put down a deposit that's fully refundable so we can do an interview. And the idea is it's a bi-directional interview. You interview our team here to make sure that what we offer is an exact fit for what you're looking to do. And we retain the right, if you will, to interview you to make sure you're fit to further the brand that we developed and that you're a complement to what we're doing. If either side, if you say you're not fit for us, we refund you immediately. And if we say we think it's premature and you're not fit for us currently, we refund you immediately. But we've done this to separate out the people who are just kind of kicking the can around and spending a lot of time to the people who are serious. We want to care for you, who's serious about really standing out in the market, really making a lot of money for your clients and for yourself. To do that, I should have typed this in earlier. This is the link. It's profitfirstprofessionals.com /started. So if you just go to profitfirstprofessionals.com, I'll put this in the chat now, /started. You can get full details there, and you could put down a deposit. When you do that, let me type this in quickly. When you do that, you'll have a call with Ron Saharian from the office here. He's my business partner, or one of our team members. And we'll go through what your business objectives are, tell you the tools we have that apply to it. We'll want to learn a lot more about you also. So that's the link right there. Actually, I'll put the www in front of it too, so it's clickable. But that's the overview. What I want to do now is, if you have questions about Profit First Professionals, please post them in the chat, not in the question box, because we're just having a little bit of trouble with that at times. But if you have a question I can answer right now, just post in the chat and I'll answer some questions. I see Preston asks, how many Profit First Professionals are there presently? I shared earlier, it's about 400. In the US, we're approaching just shy of 300. I don't know the exact number. And in Europe, it's over 100 people. The Netherlands, interestingly, is a massive location for us. There's I think it's like 40 or 50 Profit First Professionals in the Netherlands. And that gives you a perspective for such a small country. It's just taking off explosively there because of the popularity of the book. Australia, too. Where are Profit First Professionals getting their leads from? Great. So we will give you ways to market yourself. we strongly encourage you to niche specialize. One of the advantages of becoming a profit first professional is this is what I do for a living. I write books. I study what makes entrepreneurs successful. I wrote a book called The Pumpkin Plan and another book called Surge, which is all about niche specialization. So we'll walk you through that process. We have a training we call the Surge training to carve out a category and teach you how to market to them. If you ultimately are qualified to become a mastery member, we will also give you leads on top of that. Our mastery members get about 3 leads a day on average, cumulatively. How many years in business is the typical PFP? Good question. I don't know if there's a typical. I would be in business at least 1 year. Newbies, I think you got to kind of learn your core competencies first, but at least 1 year. Some members have been in business for 25 years. So it's, that's up to you, but I would be in business for at least 1 year. How many books have I written? I've written 5 books and one revised update, and I have another one releasing next year. Is this the same as the elite group? I'm not familiar with the elite group, Madison, so I'm sorry. That might be something different. How many profit first professional coaches are there? Yeah, good question, Arnold. We have 33%. So it's about 33%. So our membership breaks down 33, 33, 33 pretty much. 33% are accountants, 33% bookkeepers, 33% are coaches. And many of them form what we call these triads, where they start referring in business to each other, introducing their complementary angles at profit first. One of them may take the profit first liaison kind of lead and then work with the other 2 people. I think you mentioned the mastery group. That's what I was thinking. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was the mastery group then. Do you have a monthly payment plan? Yes, Michael, good question. You can also pay monthly. So that's a great way to manage your cash flow and start earning income from offering this service immediately and pay for your membership. So that's the way to do that. Let me just copy this link. Okay, let me see if there's other questions. They're still coming in. Universal Accounting offers Profit First training too. Is this the same training you offer through Profit First University? No, Arnold. So Universal Accounting, we've partnered with them to give the basics on Profit First. So they teach that. Profit University, that's our platform, offers all the marketing materials, surge training, attracting customers, and as a member with our organization too, we'll help manage and work leads for you. So if you have an inquiry, we'll be on the phone helping you out with that. Do you have any financial planners that are PFPs? Yes, we do, that are using Profit First to build out their benefits and investment practice. Yes, we do. Ron would know better. I think we have about 20 financial planners. I umbrella them under the coaching umbrella. I'm a marketing consultant. Do you have marketing coaches successfully leveraging your system? Mark, I would actually say not too many when it comes to marketing, because marketing, if you can find a corollary where it serves your customer saying, I will do marketing for you, but first we need to implement a profit first plan, and we're going to use that plan to identify the marketing plan strategy, then it's a 1-2 punch, then it works. I think to go in as a marketing consultant that says, I also do profit consulting, maybe too disparate of an offering that it would resonate with the customers. So we don't have many marketing consultants. We typically have the coaches that come on with us are sales specialists, and they use Profit First to do the analytics, drive the profitability, and show how sales is driving profitability, or growth coaches, like, hiring or growing the practice overall, the business overall. Have coaches found difficulties being expected to do the bookkeeping? Deanna, great question. Coaches are not asked to do the bookkeeping unless they offer that and say, listen, I also can help you with the books. But what you should do, one of our coaches, her name is Dr. Sabrina Starling. Her practice has exploded since she became a Profit First professional. She now works with another member, Ms. Grigg, who does the bookkeeping side for Sabrina, Dr. Sabrina. So they did the 1-2 punch, that kind of triad effect. So it's not expected of you, but you do have to understand basic numbers. We teach you the process, but you will want to get numbers. And if they have an existing bookkeeper, you can team up with them and give them guidance. Industry-specific coaches. Yeah, we'll give you guidance on industries and picking them. So yeah, we do encourage you to niche specialize. We show you how to pick a niche, Some people have even authored books. I thought I had them here. I don't see it, but we've had some Profit First professionals release books. You have to be a member to do this. We have Profit First for contractors, Profit First for e-commerce. I think Profit First for lawyers is coming out. So definitely pick a niche. Okay, let me give you the link one more time. Excuse me. So here's the call to action. If you're interested in standing out in the market, if you're interested in generating more revenue for yourself, if you're interested in amplifying the profitability of yourself and your clients, I definitely encourage you to explore this. We have more demand. There's more interest about Profit First than there are Profit First professionals. To do it, go to that link I just posted there, click on the link and put down a deposit. Again, this is fully refundable. The reason we're doing this is we want to identify people who are serious about this and have a serious conversation about making sure you're qualified and positioned to do this. And if not, we can retain the right to refund you immediately and say, this is too premature. And you have the right at any time to say, you know what, these elements actually don't satisfy what I'm looking to do in my business now. Please refund me, and we refund you immediately. This is simply to separate people who are serious about this versus, tire kicking. So do that now. A couple other questions come in. How long does the training take? 3 to 6 months is the training process, but you can start implementing usually within 3 months. You are required to implement Profit First in your business. We do audit it. We believe to dole out medicine, you need to be willing to take it yourself. And you'll have such a greater tie with your customers as you support them once you master Profit First for yourself. I don't think you answered where you get leads from. Yeah, so I think I did. So where we as an organization get leads from is people who read the book constantly are inquiring with us. That's where it comes into headquarters here. But we will empower you to do it through your existing channels. So your website, great lead source. You can type in Profit First Professional and you'll see how many people are leveraging SEO there. Type in Profit First Professional for e-commerce and you'll see how people are using that. So we'll help you with the SEO, and then maybe you do speaking engagements or something at the Chamber of Commerce. We have some members that like to do that. We help you facilitate lead generation on your own through those vehicles. Yes, there is the annual fee is $49.50, so it is an annual. I'm interested but not ready. Need to implement things. Yeah, if you're not ready, don't do this. It'll be available again next year. So there's no rush to do this today. We have been around for 5 years and the demand's only growing for us. So if the time is not right, trust your instinct. On the flip side, trust your instinct. If you said, you know what, I've been thinking about this, I want to do it. Trust your gut is what I say on either side. If your gut says not now, please don't. If your gut says, I'm nervous, I'm scared, but this could change my business, let's do this. Let's explore this together. We're changing the format. So we will not be inviting in members in the foreseeable future. We're offering it now up to it is, if you sign up now and there's the crunch because we are in the middle of tax season, we will start your training after tax season's over. So it won't crunch you there. And then we may be in the process of introducing a different training. It's more comprehensive and the price rates will change. So this is if you want to join now, the current pricing is fixed for now. We are going to be increasing it because of the demand. And I don't know if we're going to do a re-offer this year. There's no plans for that in this format. We may be moving to a more comprehensive format, which just puts more barriers into people becoming certified because we're growing. We want to maintain the highest level of quality. Once you do once you put down the application, you'll get a call from Ron or one of our team members here to ask you some questions to learn more about you. You'll get some additional resources to look at to learn more about us. And then you have the dialogue, and we spend as much time to evaluate this. Again, not a rush. We want to make sure that we're bringing up people that this will serve, that it will drive your goals, and that you'll drive our organizational goals, that you'll be an excellent representative of what we're doing. Other than the book and the video program of your presentations, is there any other info products? Not for the general audience. That's what our PFPs do. So there's tons of information products generated by PFPs, And for our members, Profit University has all that stuff. All right, guys, I got to rock and roll. We're a little bit past our time limit. Thank you for sticking with me. There's the link one more time. Again, if you're interested, and trust your instinct. If you're not ready, or if this is going to take food off your table, please do not do this. Take care of those needs. If instead you're interested, you've been curious about it, maybe you're a little bit nervous or afraid because you haven't moved to this consultative model yet, you're still in the traditional kind of compliance, work your tail off type of mindset, I think this will be a massively great opportunity for you. We have hundreds and hundreds of members that have been wildly successful with it, and we'd love to explore it with you. So thank you for joining me today. There's the link, everyone. Hope to see you on the side. Sign up, and I actually see 4 or 5 people that have already put down a deposit. So thank you for doing that. And if you want to join us one more time, just click on that link, and I'm wishing you all a wonderful week. Let's drive profit for your clients. Let's drive profit for you. Bye, guys. Bye. See you, Rick. See you, Jason. Bye, Svetlana. Appreciate you joining. Bye-bye. Thanks, Preston. I appreciate that. Bruce and Arnold, I'll see you all later. Take care. Wishing you tremendous success. See you, Michael. Good name, brother.